If you can see the value in getting people to your website, but your homepage is just a glorified price card, you're leaving money and traffic on the table. In 2025, blogging isn't dead, but it is evolving. But guess what? AI is your new secret weapon. Let's make it easy, shall we?
All on Build Your Salon.
Hello, my salon friends. Phil Jackson here, your queen of salons, coming in your ears again with another dose of wise owl wisdom. How on earth are you? Achingly well, I hope. As we storm towards the end of July. My gosh, this month has gone quickly. Perhaps it's a sign of my advancing years, darlings. Does time speed up as you get older? I don't know. But my goodness, 2025 seems to be going in a blink of an eye. And I'm here for it. I have to say, I'm having a wonderful year. How's yours going? How is July shaping up? For me, I'm just ahead of the big pools now. So as the kids break up from school here in the UK, my business will start to go a bit quieter. So it's a good time for me to reflect, regroup, get some writing done. I've really got to get my book of memberships out there. I've been talking about it all flipping year. So perhaps you can hold me accountable, darlings. I promise I will get it done before the end of Q3. It needs to be out there. It's getting it on Kindle. My God, what a flipping faff that is. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Well, we're talking about blogging, and I know that's not terribly sexy. And blogging's gone on a bit of a journey, really, over the last few years. Blogging used to be way up there. Everybody wanted to be a blogger. It was kind of the influencer of our time, I suppose. And blog content was, the quality wasn't fantastic, to be honest with you, and lots of people didn't really know why they were blogging. And then as social media came along, blogging got a little bit unsexy, and there wasn't an awful lot to be gained by doing much in the way of blogging. But then over the years, what's happened is that content has become king, and good quality content is pretty hard to come by these days. So actually, there is a place for blogging. And of course, because we want to appear in Google's rankings, we want to be up there with the best of them, blogging is a really good way of getting some decent content for search engines to index. And I think that blogging matters hugely. I think it's your 24-hour, 7 days a week salesperson. It's there while you sleep, building trust, attracting new clients, warming up leads, positioning you as an expert, which I think is the big opportunity in blogging. And of course, it's driving that visibility. So it gives the search engine something to index. It means that we've got decent intent-led traffic coming towards our websites, and our blog content feeds the engine. It feeds that search engine. And because people are asking Google questions, and maybe in your blog you're answering them really well, you've become the trusted voice for your customers. So I think there's a huge amount to be gained. And the other thing that I really like, and this is just a personal thing, my love, and actually it's one of the reasons why I do the podcast as well, is I feel like everything we do on social media, by definition, is very transient. It disappears in a heartbeat, and the algorithm swallows up even your best content and moves on to something shiny and new very, very quickly. And sometimes I want something that's going to hang around for a while. And that's why I like things like podcasts and blogging, because people go back to old blogs. They go back to old episodes of my podcast for months and years later. They're still rediscovering that excellent content. So I think there's a bit of a legacy thing for me. It gives us somewhere to keep our best knowledge in a way that clients can keep accessing and keep getting value for years and years after. But what's changed in 2025 is the way that blogs need to work. So for a long time, we've been building content for search engines to index and find that content really quickly. And that process has been called SEO optimization. It's been optimizing things for search engines. Now we need to optimize stuff for AI, because so many more people are asking places like ChatGPT for recommendations for things. And deep research is jumping into our blog content in a much more much more frequently than it has been, of course, over the last few years. So instead of just having Google in mind when we're putting blog content together, I want you to make sure that you've got AI in mind as well. So many search engines now are generating summaries, AI-driven summaries of your content, answer-focused rankings, and clarity really is the currency now. So stuffing lots of keywords into blogs or long fluffy intros or outdated SEO hacks are actually going to start hurting your business now. So one of the things that's changed in 2025 is, of course, that we've got to make sure that content is ready for AI to read it. And the second thing, of course, that's changed in 2025 is we've also got AI as a really useful starting point for creating that blog content as well. Running a small business is hard enough. You shouldn't need a tech degree just to keep up. AI DIY is your monthly shortcut to earning more, working less, and finally feeling in control with the power of AI on your side. Each month, you'll get fresh tutorials on marketing, money, and mindset, plus step-by-step prompts and support that makes this feel easy. No jargon, no overwhelm, just smart tools that fit your business and your life. Join AI DIY now at philjackson.coach. Look clever, sound brilliant, work less. So how do we get AI to help us create amazing blog content ready for AI then to index and give it back to people who are asking those questions? Well, firstly, I want you to realize that AI is the starting point. It's not there to write the blog for you just to put that out there, okay? There's got to be some involvement, my darling. I know we want things to be easy, and I know it means that we can create lots of content very, very quickly. But please, 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 AI and Google is going to start kicking asses for stuff that it picks up on the fact that it's been AI generated. So please use it for inspiration, use it as a starting point. And the first starting point, I think, would be to ask AI what would make a good blog. So if you upload your blog or upload the index to your blog, if you give AI some context or ask it to search to make sure that it understands what people actually want from a blog in the beauty or aesthetics or hair business, it can start to identify gaps. So it should be coming up with suggestions for areas where you're not currently speaking with any authority on your website, but it would be really, really useful because people are looking for this kind of information. So that's the first thing I think we could be using AI for, is actually figuring out what to write about. Then we can use something like ChatGPT or Claude to write you a draft much, much more quickly. But you've got to guide and refine the output. And you're the creative director here. You're the one who has to decide on the tone, the audience, the outcome. You're in charge of the voice and the purpose. So we've got to make sure we're training AI on your voice. And the best way, I think, to do it is to give it some examples, give it some of your best blog content that's gone down best with your audience, and tell it how you sound, what you want to sound like. So that process then of polishing and refining and making sure that it sounds human is going to be much, much quicker, because it's already going to get a lot of those things right. So the more context you can give it, the more examples you can give it of amazing blog content, the better it's going to do. Then I would ask ChatGPT whether you've got it right in terms of making sure that it's AI accessible. So make sure you want to communicate the fact that this is an AI first prompt, an AI first blog, to make sure we're hitting the right notes. And ChatGPT will be able to tell you what you've got right and what you've got wrong. But please, in this whole process, don't focus just on keywords. Let's really focus on human problems. So ask yourself what your ideal client is searching for. What problems are they encountering that means they're going to jump onto ChatGPT or jump onto Google and ask a question and then answer that plain and simple, keep it helpful, and then structure for AI, structure for human readability. So that means using things like headlines, subheadlines, bullet points, nice, concise answers. It doesn't need to be thousands and thousands of words. It needs to feel skimmable, but ultimately satisfying. It's going to put a tick in a box and make sure we're answering that question. Then we can use AI again to repurpose. And I promise you, if you're going to put a decent amount of time and effort into writing a blog, you deserve to get more than one blog out of it, my darling. And I think one decent blog can fuel a whole week of marketing in terms of posts, emails, reels, videos. My goodness, I do this all the time. So this podcast episode will get turned into a blog, which will get turned into social media posts, which might make it into a carousel, depending on how people are interacting with the content, how they're asking questions, what ideas they bring to the table. I'll get a whole week's worth of content out of this in no time at all, thanks to AI. So take that blog, drop it back into ChatGPT and say, okay, come up with some quotes that I can turn into images for social media, or come up with a script for a 45-second reel on the same topic, pushing people towards the blog. So there's lots and lots of ways that we can be repurposing that blog to make sure we get more than one bite of the cherry. But most of all, if you're going to start blogging, I need you to be consistent. So be realistic about how much time and effort you've got, how much capacity you've got to be putting this important content together. Because I don't think it's going to do you any favors to binge on this. I don't think it's going to do you any favors to do 3 blogs in a heartbeat and then nothing for the next 3 months. I would much rather you stick consistently to doing 1 good post per month rather than feeling like you're going to do loads and loads and loads and then fall out of love with it very, very quickly. So let's get a system together. Let's make sure that we're being consistent. But I also would like to say that it's much better to put something out there consistently every month rather than polish and refine the perfect blog post so that it takes 9 bloody months to put together. Let's make sure we're actually getting some stuff out there. Polish it, refine it as much as you want to, but then let's get it out there. Let's get it out, ticking the boxes, answering questions, satisfying those audience needs. So what have I missed? How are you using the blog on your Salon business website? Or even better, why not reach out and share your best blog post with me? I promise if you do, and I think it's any good, then I am more than happy to share it with my Build Your Salon podcast audience, or maybe even share it with my entire audience over on Instagram. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? So reach out with your best, phil@buildyoursalon.com. I love hearing from my salon owner friends anyway. Also reach out if you'd like to be a guest on a future episode of the Build Your Salon podcast. I would love to be bringing your story of success to my Build Your Salon podcast audience. Just 7 short days until I'm coming in your ears again with another dose of my wise owl wisdom. And until then, take care.
Sit down and see what's going on with the Queen of Salons. Hair, beauty, and more. Successful tips for business owners.